The Earth is facing many environmental difficulties in today's society. A major danger for our environment would be the greenhouse gases and global warming. So today, in this short mini documentary by Raghav Mohan and myself, Nick Lavoie, we will be discussing nuclear energy, how it works, the advantages and disadvantages, and so on. So if we continue our environmental path, humanity is surely going to reach a boiling point in which all will start to crumble. In the past 50 years, there have been a huge increase in the Earth's temperatures caused by fossil fuels and harmful greenhouse gases. We're here to show you that there are healthier alternatives for our environment when it comes down to energy, such as nuclear energy. Many people wonder, how does nuclear energy work? It's quite simple. For a nuclear reactor to create energy, it is necessary for nuclear fusion to take place. This occurs when an atom is split into two smaller particles and an enormous amount of energy is released in the process. Uranium is used as the fuel for the reaction as it is radioactive and is therefore unstable enough to be broken down into smaller parts. The uranium atom observes a neutron and splits it into two equal parts, and energy is created. This kinetic energy becomes heat energy as the particles slow down, and it is this heat energy which is used to produce electricity. The heat is moved through a transfer medium such as water and is used to turn water into steam. This steam turns a turbine which is connected to a generator. As the turbine turns the generator, it creates electricity, which is then transferred to the consumers, which would be us. Nuclear power stations use a fuel called uranium, as I mentioned before, which is a relatively common material. Energy is released from the uranium atom when it is split into two, and as this happens, tons of energy is released in the form of radiation and heat. This reaction is called the fission process. In a nuclear power station, the uranium is first formed into pellets and then into long rods. The uranium rods are kept cool by submerging them into water, which is the medium which I was saying before. Raising and lowering the rods into the water control the amount of heat required. If more heat is required, the rods are raised further out of the water, and if less is needed, then they will do the opposite to the rods. Nuclear power plants produce about 20% of America's power. There are over 400 nuclear power plants worldwide, and almost 3 million Americans live within 10 miles of an operating nuclear power plant. In 2009, America produced 798.7 billion kilowatts of nuclear energy, more than twice that of any other country, and over 30% of all the nuclear energy generated worldwide that year. Nuclear power plants use nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion has the potential to be safe for energy because it is produced at a much lower temperature. However, nuclear fusion technology has not yet been developed to operate within a large power plant. So nuclear power plants generate nearly 3/4 of America's clean air energy using nuclear fusion. In conclusion, governments need to make a huge change in energy sources to make our environment better. Nuclear energy is definitely the way to go, being one of the most powerful sources of energy with many advantages. Although there are some disadvantages, the advantages are as much better for our Earth's environment. It is the most likely source of energy we need to take over and keep our world running today. So now we hope that you have a better understanding of what nuclear energy is, how it works, and the different advantages and disadvantages that come along with it. Thank you.